We've really been working on getting out and running a lot since we don't really have that much size left. So that's pretty much it.
And then going into this season, you guys didn't get a win in the ACAC last year. What's kind of the big key in becoming one of the competitive teams in the conference this season?
Really just working really hard to get better at what we're trying to do and doing things the right way and being disciplined.
Yeah, what would you say is going to be the strength of this year's Southern Wells team?
I think our shooting, really, because we just got a new shooting machine, so we've been using that a lot.
And then as you look ahead to the conference, who do you see as being your biggest competition in the ACAC this season?
Oh, man. I think we really want to get a big win against Adams Central, so probably them.
Adams Central. Alrighty, and then what are the goals and expectations heading into the year?
We think we're going to do some pretty good things this year. We want to do really well in sectionals. Obviously, we want to get a title. We'd like to get up there in the ACAC, maybe get a title there. Just expecting good things from us.
We've just mainly been working on like post-game shooting. We've just been working on getting the ball moving and making sure we get our shooters open and posting up strong and stuff like that.
Keyton was saying you guys have a new shooting machine that you guys have been playing around with. Do you think that your shooting game will be the strength of this year's Southern Wells team?
I'd say so, because we spend hours and hours practicing with that thing, and we make sure we get up hundreds of shots a day on that thing. So I'd say that our shooting will be pretty strong this year.
You guys played a pretty strong conference, and last year you guys weren't able to get a win over any of your conference foes. What's going to be key in getting you into the conversation as a competitive ACAC team?
We're just going to have to come out strong and make sure that we have to make sure we compete and beat them off the starting blocks and make sure that we do really good on defense. We got to shut them down, and then obviously with all the work we put on this summer with offense and defense, we ought to be able to make a pretty good run.
And then looking ahead to even your sectional, you guys were able to get a sectional win last year. What's it going to take to get this year's team a sectional title?
Just consistently go out there and make sure we execute. Coach Burman did really good this season with this offseason, making sure we know what to do and how to do it. And like we just practiced hours and hours this year on the shooting machine and making sure that we work on our post game, and like we just really know how to execute now better than we have in previous seasons.
Well, I learned a ton. I feel like I was ready X's and O's wise. I felt like, we were able to make adjustments and plan practices and things like that. But just from a program management standpoint, working with our high school kids all the way down to our youth, I didn't realize the responsibility that I was going to have with that. So that was really eye-opening. I learned a ton there. And just, managing the attitudes of the kids on the team. We had a 12-game losing streak at one point last year. So that was really trying as a first-year coach to try to keep our kids up and keep the attitudes good and coming in and practicing really hard. But, I'm lucky that we have really, really good kids. And, they're going to come in no matter what their record is and just play as hard as they possibly can every day, that's all I can ask for as a coach.
How do you see some of these returning players taking last year's season and using that to motivate them this upcoming year and become one of those ACAC title contenders?
Right. Well, we lost two seniors, and they're going to be, there are going to be some holes to fill, but I feel like we've got some kids that are really going to step into it. We're going to return Keyton Coleman, who's he'll be at the end of the year. He'll be a 4-year all-conference player for us, which you don't see those very often out of a 1A school. So he's a great player. He can really shoot the ball. Towards the end of the year, he was really starting to attack the rim, which is something we were trying to get him to do. We've got some kids that are going to come in and fill those starting roles. Jake Horton. He grew to about 6'4" or 6'5" over the summer, and he's really worked on his game to move himself from the inside to the outside. And we've got a kid named Gavin Barkus, who started the last 5 or 6 games for us at the end of the year and gave us a big spark off the bench. So I'm really excited about the kids that we have coming back. We've got really good leadership. We've got Bryce Bonawit, he'll be a 2-year starting point guard for us. He's been the 3-year starting quarterback on the football team. So, those kids would go to battle for Bryce any day, and he's going to go out there and lead them. So I'm actually really excited about the group that we have coming back. We have a lot of experience, and I'm really excited to get started.
And then finally, what sort of goals and expectations have you set for this year's team?
Well, I know it's cliche, but I just want to get better every day. Obviously we'd love to compete for a conference title. We would love to compete for a sectional title. We know our sectional is really good with having Liberty Christian in it, which, they're probably going to be the number one ranked team in 1A coming into the preseason. So, I just want to compete every day. I want to get better. I feel like if we get better and, every single day, we are going to be able to compete for those championships that we want to compete for.